Hello. I'm going to talk about Christian and Anlia because I think Anlia would be a great place for Christian now, and I think it would help my cause to have such a popular figure associated with it. Anlia is a country that has variable laws. Each law is a dimension in the hypercube, and banishment is the way that you find your camp or your sect. Banishment banishes you from the half of all sects that have that law. Christian has a lot of well-documented reasons to have need for Anlia in order to live free. Today, I can't read my own writing. Today and forever? I'm not sure what I meant by that. Okay. So we'll start with the basic types of sects. So the ARS is a device that, maybe I'll get to that later. So the first dimension is banishment versus no banishment. If you have banishment, you can be banished from that sect, and you only can go to the sects that don't have banishment. However, if you do get banished from a sect, you go to, or without the ARS, if you do get banished from a sect for committing a crime, that crime is allowed, so you can have it done to you as well. Some people are sensitive to things, but they just have tics to commit the crime, even if they don't believe that it should not be a crime, which is why we have the ARS. The ARS is a suit that is covered in several plates, and and if you move in the wrong way, or if you move your body towards someone else in the wrong place, the wrong speed, according to a law by the sect, you will be frozen. The plates will lock together, and you can't move. So you have the test sect, no restraint, but if crime is committed, perp is banished from all safe sects and test sects for this crime. Safe sect. Resident is restrained by ARS if attempts crime, then automatically banished. Penal sect. Crime is allowed. Holding sect. Perp is restrained if commits crime, but unfrozen when victim is safe and allowed to stay in sec. So let's see some of these crimes. And this is how you write Anlia of Christian in online. The first crime is assault. Christian has been, I'm going to say a penal sect for assault, because Christian has assaulted people before. And Christian is also assaulted people in her comics. I'll use the her just because I think it'll offend the fewest viewers now. But she's assaulted people in her comics, and I guess that's the par for the course of comics, but I'll put her in a penal sec. She's allowed to go to a holding sec if she decides that is safe, so she won't be able to commit the crime, but she will be allowed to stay. She cannot go to the safe sec or the test sec because she has committed the crime. Murder. Christian has never committed murder, has never attempted murder, and frankly, I think Christian should be treated like anyone who has no record of murder would be treated in Anlia, which is that she has a which is that she goes to a safe sec. She cannot go to a penal sec because penal sec would mean that she could get murdered. She can go to a test sec, however, because she may try to commit murder, and that would be and that needs to be tested for. And she can go to a holding sec because anyone can go to a holding sec for anything. It's the constant that keeps the extremely large number of secs in Anlia from becoming people never seeing each other at all. Now you have Thutheuel. Thutheuel means rape. I'm just going to go out there and say Thutheuel means rape. Chris Chan is a rapist. So this is... So penal sec for rape. If Chris Chan was a rapist but didn't want rape to happen to her, she could go to a holding sec. The reason I think that penal sec would be preferred is because she shows relatively little trauma to the rape-like incidents that have happened to her in the past. And I think that is, compared to other things, so I think that is extremely, I think that any opportunity to put someone in a penal sec for rape is a good one to take because those are very empty. So this is Langolg. Langolg means child. Because it's grouped with sex crimes, this means pedophilia. I banned Chris Chan I banished Chris Chan for pedophilia because of Crizel and all of that stuff. And also a 79-year-old mother is kind of like that. So I'll say it's kind of the same thing. Because of the mental impairment. Maybe they call it regression sometimes. So, or they call it regression sometimes. So I guess that's comparing a 79-year-old mother to a child. I do not think that Chris Chan belongs in a penal sec for pedophilia, which actually there are center laws. So the center keeps people of certain ages from getting to certain sex regardless of what they break. So that would mean that even if somebody was in a penal sec for pedophilia, there wouldn't be any children there, and therefore they couldn't actually commit pedophilia. However, in Anlia, pedophilia is described as ages on the hierarchy, as a difference in ages on the hierarchy of ages. So, and only the lowest ages are banned by the center. So if you so you could be an Anlian banished for pedophilia, and you're actually just a 30-year-old in a relationship with a 19-year-old. And then because, well, actually, I think I made the actual age where you don't get don't get banished by the center, or at least by, well, actually, from the United States Center, it would be 18. So yeah, let's say, well, I was going to make it 24 in 904 Center. But in the United States Center, it would be 18 because in the United States has United States laws. Duh. So if you were so you would be able to break the Anlian law against pedophilia but you wouldn't be able to break the United States law against pedophilia. However, Chris Chan is going to a holding sec because she has little desire to I mean, she was kind of tricked into the Crizel thing. She has very little desire to rape children, and I think that that's probably why Blue Spike was so traumatizing to her, because of being accused of that rather than being forced into sexual situations that she didn't like. So now we have some relatively innocuous things. We have money crime. Chris stole money from Barb. Penal sec. Penal secs usually are communistic. If something is, that basically means that if something is bought by the sec king, the person who started the sec, then it is available to all residents for free. This is drugs. That's like, pill. Drugs are, I put Christian in a test sec for drugs. I don't know what she likes. I don't know what she runs away or I don't know what drugs she thinks are okay, but there's no reason to bar her from any of the. It's not like murder where you want to automatically bar everyone from the penal sec just to protect people, because people go to the secs at random and then they decide whether they want to leave or go in, or they decide whether they want to go in and then they can leave at any time. There's no reason to bar people automatically from the penal sec for drugs, as long as it's not a penal sec for other things that are more severe. So I am going to say test sec with all secs allowed. Bonus, food. That means the FDA restrictions. It runs a little bit different where you can't actually break a law for the FDA restrictions. You can design, because Anlia is all about designing food with the KAP. You design food with the KAP you design food with the KAP and you send it to the DATNs, and then the DATNs decide whether it can be printed based on automated tests. They send it back to you. You can buy it off the Stardust store, and anyone else can too, and then you get stars for it. You can't actually cook food in Anlia, so I'm gonna say automatically everybody is banned from the ability to commit the crime. So I'm gonna say anyone can do either a safe sec or a holding sec, and I'm gonna put Chris in safe sec because it's because there's relatively, Chris can eat whatever she wants, but it's not going to break FDA restrictions. There's the this is racism. And this is represented by, I'm gonna guess exactly the thing that I'm probably not allowed to show. Chris is a racist. So I'm going to, but Chris doesn't want to be a racist. Chris is a liberal. So I'm going to put her in, a holding sec. Holding sec, she can try to commit she can have her tics to commit the crime, and she won't actually be able to say the N-word or anything like that. She has the option to go to a penal sec where slurs are allowed. See there, and there's and she may be randomly sent to it at some time, but I'm going to say a preference for the holding sec. So that is Chris Chan's Anlia.